The Weekend Lead Pass with Russell Gilbert and Mark Fine on SEN 1116.
I love that music because when that music comes on, Tony Wilmot skips in.
Tony Wilmot's Wacky World of Sports. Have you got another stupid pom for us? Another mad Englishman who's going to outdo himself?
No, I haven't got an Englishman for us today. In fact,
An Irishman?
No Irishman.
Oh wait, there's three in the joke. An Englishman, an Irishman. We've got an American.
We've got an American.
All right, they walk into a bar.
I don't reckon this guy walks in, does he?
No, he doesn't. He comes hopping in on his pogo stick.
So what's this one?
This is the sport of extreme pogo. So you've seen a lot of extreme sports out there in the world.
Yes.
These guys actually not content with just getting a pogo stick for Christmas and just hopping around driving everyone crazy. They do stunts on them.
Oh, okay. And let's find out what type of stunts. Who are we going to talk to?
We're going to speak to Dave Armstrong. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing real good.
What time is it over there, Dave? Just to set us straight here in Australia.
It's a little after 9 p.m.
9 p.m. And where are you based?
Utah, Manti, Utah.
Utah.
Utah, home of the, I think, the 2000 Winter Olympics and Salt Lake City and the very conservative city there full of Mormons, but you don't sound as conservative as some of the Salt Lake City people.
I don't know how I compare.
You get around on a pogo stick. Do you still call it a pogo stick, or is there an updated name for the old pogo stick?
Oh, it's still a pogo stick. They're still using generally the same model that was, invented 100 years ago. There are some new models coming out that have, instead of using springs, they have like air chambers or giant like rubber bands inside. But it's still just a pogo stick. Yeah,
very similar to what they have on BMX bikes now. They've changed the springs to these air things, and what they have on motorbikes.
Yeah.
So extreme pogoing. Please run us through it. Exactly how's it competed? How does one score? Give us a bit of an idea about the sport.
Well, it's still kind of underground right now, so there's not exactly competitions. We are going to have a big national convention here in America in Nebraska this summer. That will be the first time that we've actually had like all the major stunt pogo stickers in the country get together. So as right now, it's just a sport for fun. Just jump around and have fun.
Dave, you take advantage of a lot of the places where people aren't allowed to skateboard, don't you? No skateboarding sign is just clear rain because it doesn't say no pogo sticking.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of doing a sport that nobody else does, is they don't have signs prohibiting it yet.
And now, is there any racing on pogo sticks? I imagine, and we've seen a picture off the internet of you, and you seem to be doing some aerial stuff, much like an aerial skier would do, some mid-air tricks. But is there also racing for people on pogo sticks? In other words, speed pogo sticking?
There is people that do that, but I haven't really done too much of that. It's mostly just the jumps and some of the lower ground tricks. I don't know. I haven't done much speed.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, pogo. Stick jumping, whatever we want to call it. I mean, it sounds like a good sport, but I'm sure it'll have its ups and downs. And but can you get any major injuries pogo sticking?
The one that you want to be afraid of is if you turn the pogo stick like 90 degrees and then come down on it between your legs. That's the one that'll drop you for a little while.
Is that called soprano pogo sticking or anything like that?
We've got a couple names for that, but I don't know if any of them be appropriate for the radio.
Dave, you mentioned that pogo sticking is still a bit of an underground sport, but we get a lot of X Games here on cable TV. We cover it on a program here, Weekend League Pass. Is there a hope that pogo sticking becomes part of the X Games circuit?
There's actually a pretty strong possibility. There's a new pogo stick called the Fly Bar that will be coming out this summer. It has a very good chance of revolutionizing the sport. I've talked to people that have jumped 6 feet straight in the air on this thing, and it's really high quality. It'll run about $300 for this pogo stick, and there's already a lot of corporate sponsors, and Andy McDonald, who is an X Games skateboarder, is currently jumping on the new pogo stick and promoting it.
Now, pogo stick is one of those things, much like the hula hoop and the yo-yo, that comes in and out of fashion. Certainly down under, we see it in the stores around Christmas time every 4 or 5 years. Are you hoping for a resurgence in the pogo stick for general public use as a result of Pogo Stick Extreme?
Oh, I certainly hope so. It would be great to see this sport take off and see, every kid on the block with a pogo stick. It'd be a lot noisier, but...
Dave, very, very quickly, when I was speaking to you before, you mentioned that you were listening on the website there in Utah to SEN. What did you make of all the Aussie Rules talk?
I'm not exactly sure. Football over here is a little bit different. It's not soccer, and I don't know. It's different, but I like the accent.
Look, we get up in the air in our game Australian Rules, and I don't know if you've seen it there on cable TV, but there's a lot of high flying and the sort of movement that and guys like yourself should really enjoy. So maybe you could become one of the many disciples out there that spreads the word.
That was what they did.
I'll work on that.
We'll do a deal. You promote Australian Rules football in America, and we will promote pogo sticking in Australia.
And Finey will become a Mormon and spread the word on a pogo stick instead of a push bike.
That's it. There's the tie-in. Very good. That's the tie-in. Very clever, Gilbert.
Exactly.
I mean, there's some places where those bicycles don't go, Dave.
There's a few. One of the things that I enjoy doing on my pogo stick is actually rappelling down cliff faces on the pogo stick. So, and that's not something you can do on a bike very easily.
Sounds like something we'd see on Jackass.
Exactly something like you'd see there.
Yeah. Well, we're glad we spoke to you before you're no longer with us, Dave. Dave, thanks a lot for taking the time out to speak to us. Hope you have a good day today in Utah, and we will certainly keep an eye on Extreme Pogo when the X Games comes around next down under.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good on you, Dave. Dave Armstrong in Utah, 9 o'clock at night in America.
It was great work again, Tony, and I'm really glad you didn't get... Because most of your wacky sports people tend to be eccentric, upper-class Englishmen with too much time and probably money on their hands. But that seemed like a more genuine bloke.
Oh, don't worry, we've still got a few more eccentric, upper-class Englishmen coming along in the next few weeks.
Thanks a lot, Tony.